Today's lesson is lesson 35, and it is word problems. I never did like that word problems. It makes it sound so difficult. Math stories about comparing and elapsed time. Now, I will tell you that this lesson is going to be a little different. I am going to move kind of quickly through it, but I'm also going to be meeting with small groups tomorrow to go through both of these, both comparing and elapsed time. So we'll see if you have problems with one area, then I will meet with you. If you have problems with both areas, then you can meet with me with both of them. I think the comparing is going to be pretty easy and you should be okay with that. Elapsed time sometimes can be a little more challenging, but let's go ahead and tackle them both. Okay, the first type of problem is about comparing. And let's get a layout, first of all, of the format for the problem, which would be larger minus smaller equals difference. Now that is your basic subtraction algorithm, but it's going to be important that you understand larger, smaller, and difference. Now I am very picky on this lesson. You also must draw everything out. You must draw everything. For example, the larger number, you're going to draw a nice tall rectangle. The smaller number, you will draw a small rectangle. Then you're going to draw a line so that they're even, and there you have the difference. So go ahead and draw this and mark it with larger, smaller, and difference. Now again, I'm very picky. You must have this drawing over here on every single problem today. That is a comparison problem. Alright, let's try just a couple comparison problems and make sure you have the layout. The subtraction part, you need to know how to do that, but I'm concerned about laying out and making sure you know where things go. Alright, let's start by drawing our larger, our smaller, and our difference. Now, here's the problem. The containers range in weight from 245 pounds to 160 pounds. So obviously 245 pounds is my bigger, 160 is my smaller. Now here is the difference. And this problem actually asks, the heaviest container weighs how many pounds more than the lightest container? In other words, what is the difference? Now, if you will notice, and if you can see this in your head, this will make it a lot easier. The 160 is actually going to be placed in here, and we would then be finding out what this is, which is our difference. So to find that, I have to take my 245 biggest minus smallest equals difference. Now watch your basic subtraction rules. All of those things are going to be important. 85 pounds. Okay, so the difference would be 85 pounds. Because, look, 160, 85 plus the 160, 160 plus the 85 is going to give me the total of my big. So that's why it's laid out. Bigger, larger, smaller, difference. Okay, let's try one more together. And this one is tricky because it's got names and ages in it. Okay, it says Mel is 6 years younger. Well, before I even start, I should have drawn out my bigger, my smaller. Remember, you have to have drawings to this week on this one. Difference. Okay, so the problem starts. Mel is 6 years younger than his brother Leon. Now, he is 6 years younger. Younger, older, bigger, smaller. Those are going to be difference numbers. So, he is 6 years younger than his brother. So Mel would have to be right here, and over here must be Leon. Because it says Mel is 6 years younger than his brother Leon. Mel is 11 years old. Now, these two I will add together. 11 years plus 6 years is going to give me 17 years. Now, look at it and see, does that make sense? Well, it does. We're not seeing penguins because if you have 11 and you add the 6, you're going to get 17. If you had 17 minus 6, you'd get 11. So that is the layout. And so if it asks, how old is Leon? Well, you would have Leon is 17 years old. So it's all about understanding your layout and largest minus smallest equals difference. If you can remember this and you can remember your layout boxes, this is going to be a piece of cake. Those are the problems on comparisons. Now here's where it gets just a tad bit challenging, and that's with the elapsed time. Now the format for elapsed